Simple question, since pro-choice, pro-life, all that, children's lives are so important to Republicans and Magas. I have a very, very simple question. Since you didn't catch the first 30, 40,000 times your Cheeto von Schitzenpants lied to your face, I'm thinking that the Epstein thing is something that's actually hitting you guys, because it seems like in the last couple of months, the tariffs started pissing off MAGA and started pissing off Republicans. The more intelligent of them, and I use that loosely, started recognizing those trends and started like slowly taking down their Trump flags and not wearing that red hat as much as they used to, which since then has been usually burned or thrown away, what I found in my experience. But those diehards that are still there, that are hanging on, are now looking at this Ghislaine Maxwell thing with like this amazing surprise. And the story is, her and Jeffrey Epstein like worked very, very hard to kidnap and traffic innocent girls, young girls, and a couple of boys. Just saying. There was already a lot of evidence already put out that is accessible, that you can look at right now if, the Trump administration hasn't, deleted it off the internet yet, that are actually documents that have everyone except Jeff Epstein listed as Doe. Doe 54, Doe this, Doe that. Trump is Doe 174. Clinton's in there. He's got his own Doe number too. But Miss Maxwell was the one in federal prison for 20 years for the most heinous of crimes, and witness testimony described she was actually the center of the evil. Her and Epstein were like 50-50 on this. So we have the Epstein videos that come out, and they say there's only a minute missing, and it's every minute at that exact minute of every single day, which turned out to be bullshit. And then a minute wasn't really a minute, it was almost 3 minutes, which was more than enough time for, a corpse to get out and walk out and jump on a private plane to a private island somewhere, to have an account somewhere that's still collecting millions of dollars, and having someone with only one signer on the account, being Jeff Epstein, still taking money in and out even after his death. That's kind of odd. But anyway, at least we have Ghislaine Maxwell, or do we? Because now Maxwell was transferred to the most posh, minimum security country club, literal country club, that the Real Housewives woman that's in federal, prison right now is there. Yeah, it's like the one that's in demand by the criminals who know. Well, that's where she was sent. And she was given clemency for the day, queen for the day. Because, a child sex trafficker that destroyed hundreds of lives, destroyed. And those who still live to fight find themselves mysteriously unalived up in a farm somewhere in Australia. Rest in peace, Virginia. Which brings me to the current thing, where the whole conversation about how Epstein and Trump broke up came back into surface. And one of the arguments, which is what I believe is a real estate deal, and Trump screwed Jeffrey on a real estate dealing to buy some mansion, which I believe was probably that $98 million mansion that was sold to the Russian, that he bought for $5 million, and then it ended up getting burnt down. Anyway, so there's discussion on how Jeff Epstein and all them broke up, and discussion about how deep the ties with Trump is, even though 174 and that prosecutor from the Epstein trial that also worked with Pam Bondi was actually given $200,000 a year since in salary, and given a position of Attorney General in Trump's first cabinet. But anyway, Maxwell was moved to minimum security. Now they're talking about pardoning her because she's the victim in all this. Jeff Epstein was the bad guy. She's the victim. Even though she is the one that convinced these girls to do what they do. She was the one who trained them to do what they do. But MAGA is finally recognizing that they were lied to. And all it took was this, multiple accounts. So since we can't believe the list, because we may not get the list, because we can't believe anything that comes out of this administration's mouth, how about this, MAGA and Republicans? How about we believe the women, the children? How about we demand the non-disclosure agreements that were signed to be torn up? How about that? Use logic, people. He's a scumbag. He's not on the list. He is the list.